Coming up on Newsbeat, we'll tell you how Black History Month can be celebrated by all cultures.
And we'll tell you about how this year you may have to pay a little more to get your fill of a Louisiana favorite.
But first, carnival season is here. But will the sour economy rain on your parade? Newsbeat starts right now.
From the Tiger TV studio in Hodges Hall, you're watching Newsbeat with Olivia Vidal and Stephen Calamusa. Weather with Alexandra Cranford. Sports with Kristen Schutte. And entertainment with Melissa Clark. Newsbeat, Eye on LSU.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Thursday edition of Newsbeat. I'm Olivia Vidal.
And I'm Stephen Calamusa. While the nation's economy struggles, the greatest free show on earth survives.
Newsbeat's Eric Vollenweider takes a look at what kind of impact the economic recession has had on this year's carnival season.
The sights, the sounds, and of course, the food. It is Mardi Gras time in New Orleans, and for 14 years, Caesar crew member Ronnie Dawson, that means it's time to roll. In a time of economic recession, Dawson and his fellow crew members spent almost $2,000 apiece this year to don costumes and toss throws through the streets of Metairie.
You know, the amount of money it takes to ride, I think they're willing to do that because we do like to put on a good show for everybody, and it is fun to just be up here at nighttime and ride the route.
While Dawson continues to spend his money, John Kaluta, the co-owner of Diane Randazzo's Bakery, a name synonymous with king cakes, contributes over 50% of his business's sales to the Mardi Gras season.
The business is good this year. It's not as good maybe because of the economy, they say, but it's a nice steady flow of people. And I think the next 2 weeks we'll start seeing some lines form in the morning time. But they're still coming in. They're still buying lots of cakes.
State tourism officials have estimated that this year's Mardi Gras celebration will pump in close to $1 billion into the state's economy. It is also expected to draw close to 1 million visitors.
However, Carnival has still been affected by the biggest financial downturn since the Great Depression. 3 crews will not roll this year because they could not meet the minimum 200 members. While most crews have seen a slight dip in membership, Dawson says he will not let the bad economy rain on his parade.
But I think it's important we put on a good show for them, because those are the people who probably have less dollars to spend, and they see this as a way to come out and enjoy a good afternoon, have a lot of fun, and at very little cost to them.
From the heart of Carnival, I'm Eric Vollenweider, reporting for Newsbreak.
Dawson says that you may not see a substantial impact on crew sizes until next year.
A local Mardi Gras crew is keeping its trademark tradition alive this year. Tiger TV's James West introduces us to the crew of Yazoo.
This Sunday afternoon in the South Downs neighborhood may seem to start out like any other day. The gliding murmur of moderate traffic, neighbors taking midday strolls, squirrels enjoying well-earned leisure time. But then suddenly, the clamor of classic rock ricochets down the street. Who could be causing such a ruckus? Locals don't fear. They know it means Mardi Gras is around the corner. It's the crew of Yazoo preparing for this year's upcoming Spanish Town Parade. This crew, named after a discontinued lawnmower brand, has been pushing these concrete cutters in Baton Rouge's famous Spanish Town Parade for 26 years and has since become one of the main attractions for the event.
Just the very idea of somebody pushing a lawnmower down the street seems to inspire laughter.
Hey guys, talk about, you know that, boom, money!
David Randall has been the de facto leader of the group since its inception in 1983, choreographing the group's moves and leading their practices, which start nearly a month before the parade rolls. But it wasn't always this rigorous.
Now this spectacle of organized foolishness that you see behind me requires hard work both in front of the scenes and behind the scenes.
Far from being considered too weird, this ritualistic practice at Glasgow Middle lets the South Downs neighbors know that it's time to get ready for some Mardi Gras. For Tiger TV, I'm James West.
The crew of Yazoo will have its own lawnmowers in tow this Saturday in Spanish Town Parade that rolls downtown.
Pinching, sucking, and eating. 3 words that bring to mind one thing in Louisiana: crawfish. But if you've got a taste for the mud bugs, your pocketbook might take a hit. Tiger TV's Bo Myers explores why crawfish prices are on the rise.
Crawfish production compared to this time last year is down about 60%. This has some retailers looking for a different way to meet the demand. Bill Richardson of Cajun Specialty Meats and Seafood in Vidalia explains what they're doing differently.
And what I'm using to offset that demand is shrimp, which we have a supply of shrimp.
While some retailers choose to sell substitutes, Bill Pizzolata of Tony's Seafood in Baton Rouge says some people just have a taste for crawfish. Pizzolata says the low supply drove up crawfish prices compared to this time last year.
This time right now, crawfish prices is about $1.25 a pound on a boiled, higher this year than it was last year. I think right now we had $3.99 a pound. Last year, crawfish at this time was roughly around $2.79 a pound boiled.
Crawfish farmers are hoping weather conditions improve to help the production increase.
Retailers say with warmer water temperatures expected, crawfish will go from small to large in a short amount of time. For Tiger TV, I'm Bo Myers, Eye on LSU.
Retailers say roadside stands will open as soon as the crawfish supply increases.
Public relations students at LSU are teaching area middle and high school students about college. LSU students put together several events at area schools to encourage college attendance. An event at Prescott Middle School on Tuesday included a speaker from the LSU Financial Aid Office. Through this interactive event, students learned how to plan for college. They also heard from an LSU football player who talked to the students about chasing after their dreams. The LSU students are part of the Bateman Case Study Competition through the Public Relations Student Society of America. PRSSA member Laura Weems says early awareness of college can inform students on many diverse issues.
We also want to press home to them that college can be the difference between having a career or just getting a job, that education really is the key to success.
The next event will be held in the Mall of Louisiana.
During the month of February, Black History Month is celebrated to honor the achievements of African Americans. But these celebrations are not limited to people of African descent. As Tiger TV's Jasmine Haynes reports, Black history is a celebration of all cultures and even some LSU history.
Oliver Mack is the first African American to graduate from LSU with a bachelor's in engineering. Mack was active in the LSU JROTC, and like most LSU students, he's very vocal about his Tiger pride.
I think it opened up some doors for me by having LSU on my college degree.
Though he faced legal segregation during attempts to attend LSU, Mack not only served LSU through JROTC, but also acknowledges that LSU offered him a valuable service as well.
I don't know if I would have gotten this job at Exxon had I not been a graduate of LSU.
Libraries like Hill Memorial preserve LSU's Black history. And to aid that effort, the Office of Multicultural Affairs takes a more communal approach. Here at the African American Cultural Center, the LSU and Greater Baton Rouge community are encouraged to come and explore the educational, social, and cultural heritage of African Americans. Established in 1993, the African American Cultural Center provides services to teach local communities about African American culture. Coordinator of African American Student Affairs, Naya Blair, says her goal to encourage more awareness of the facility starts with February.
When you're trying to promote that, Black history is LSU's history, I think you first have to start at, in a sense, Black History Month.
According to Blair, partnerships with other organizations invite the community to take part in the celebration of Black history.
Stop by one of our programs because you'll more than likely learn something.
For Tiger TV, this is Jasmine Haynes, Eye on LSU.
Although Black history is highlighted during February, the AACC holds year-long cultural celebrations with festivities and educational lectures.
Still to come on Newsbeat, Alexandra Cranford will be here with your weekend parade forecast.
But first, we'll tell you about an alternative to barbells and treadmills. We'll have this fun workout coming up next.